Spaz getting ready to launch Studio 14 here. And we're going to go through some video editing. Well, it's already got my little project that I started out for you. Oh darn. So let's just start a new project. New project. And let's name that project December the 18th, 2011 is Susan's mom's. Okay. Now we start that way. Yeah, we got it all out here. Files here. That's got stuff in there I don't want, but one thing I want to do is I'm going to try this import again here. Let's see other devices, see what this gives me. Local drive. Okay, I'm going to import in for local drive. And ignore duplicates. Okay, mode. Yeah, that ain't gonna work, so we're gonna turn that off. I'll do this. And we're gonna go up here and we're just gonna bring our files in. And I'm gonna go to this folder I got here. I'm gonna go to GoPro folder. I'm gonna go to some video I shot here. Okay. I'm gonna add this video clip. And when I was shooting this stuff, it was doing it Spaz. I was turning the camera on and off. That's why it's broke up in different clips. Just shooting here and there with video. And to get the screen to see what's doing, it's going. I can do this. Okay, it's already detected these. Didn't do it. Maybe doing this stuff, but the other thing we'll do is we'll go in here to screen properties, which I've already been setting up. I got automatically save and load my projects. That way, you said you was going to do some filming at a family get together. It might take you a week or two. You might spend, depending on how much time, or a couple of weeks or a month or so doing that. So I got that checked. Automatically save and load my projects. And I'm going to leave the rest alone. I'm going to go over here. Oh, back here I got it set on the type. That little camera shot. Well, in fact, I need to do this because that little camera shot, if it lets me have this setting, it don't. This don't support it 60 frames. That little flip cam does 60 frames a second, so I got to keep it on that. But this is going to be set at 2 by default. I'm playing with it early and goofed up and didn't get all the video captured on the screen. You know, you can move this up and down. It's usually set there. I'm going to put it on 1 minute transitions, or 1 second it is. Them parts of a second. Stills 5, fades, and then voice 2. We got that done. And as you can see, this little green bar, you notice how that's orange, then you see this darker green, lighter green. It's doing a rendering thing on that, like the MPEG 4 or like an AVI thing. Go back in here, I'm going to grab another clip here. That was 1. Let's grab 3. I'll just drag it and stop it in there. It's going to go right there at the end of that. And we'll grab 4. And we'll grab 5. We're not going to put a... Well, let me do this. I don't want to drop it in there. I need to move this bar down where I can get it in where I'm at in these clips. Getting ahead of myself here. We'll drop this. Drop this back behind here. It's coming in. I think one of the things that I'd done was in that import screen. I think I had done a thing, ignore duplicates, I don't know, I was on another thing here, camera or whatever, not detecting scenes. Maybe I got that out of there. But sometimes it'll come up when you drag video in there and say detecting scenes. And you won't see it because you got your folder thing, but if you go up there and top that, you'll see a little bar progressing along. And sometimes like a long video clip, you might want to walk away while it's detecting its scenes if it does that to you. You can see it's working on this one. I'm just going to wait till this all gets done so I don't have to wait on it until that all turns orange to the end of the clip that I've put in. Clips. Video editing takes a lot of time. I will say that. Here. Levels on this. Bring the mic up just a little. And right now I've just added just a little, not even quite 2 minutes of video. And I'm going to take this bar and I'm going to go back. And like I said, you might, depending on what's got a screen size, you got another thing here. This here controls how big the preview window is. You can hit play. This controls the speaker volume on the playback. See, I got, since they was talking and everything, video camera picking that up. It's got that stuff in it. Now, one of the first things a lot of people want to do when they start a video is they're going to add a title. If you actually want the title to be over, show through video, you could bring one of these down, and you got different things. You got standard titles, which we're on. There's standard motion titles, my motion titles in case you created any. Standard titles that don't really going to move around unless you make them move around. I don't know what's in this, if there's anything. Yeah, there's things here. I'm going to go here to standard motion titles. And I'm going to pick out just this title screen here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it down there and I'm going to do that. I'm going to have that green line there at the beginning as 0. It's down there. Now to put in my text, because right now it's going to have your text wrote in there. If I was to play that through there, I can show you by putting that cursor there. But I'm going to double click it. That's going to bring up the screen, and I can go in here take that out, and I'm going to put December the 18th 2011. I always like to put the date of the video for some reason, and I'm going to put open, make sure I've done that right, open house at S-U-S, Susan's Moms. And I want to put that like it. Oops. I don't know if I should have done that or not. I guess it saved it. I should have hit OK. I see it's not lined up right, so I'm going to go back in there anyway. And I'm going to put, I want it to line text, line in the center. And while that's all highlighted, I'm going to go ahead and tell it to make that bold. And you can adjust your font size and stuff. And I'm going to go into settings over here. This is the feel for my text colors. And I'm going to pick a red color. Okay. Now I'm going to hit OK. Now I seen that was set for 4 minutes, so it should, by me going in them presets, it really should have been set for 5. Why is that not all showing? Oh, I know I might not have. This is going to be a little automated motion text here. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to see what it looks like. Okay, it looks okay. It's going. If you wanted it to stay there longer since it's doing motion, you just bring that back up. Let's add it to 7 seconds. And it's looking like that because this movement is that far into the track. Move it back here. Back all the way. In those title screens, you just have to play around and look at what you want to do. Okay, we've seen that. And I'm going to move this back here. So that's your title screen. They'll name as you move over there. The one thing I like to do is put a transition. You got 2D transitions. You got these transitions. Does, you know, and you can highlight and sort of see how it's going to move. I don't know why they put the letters and the coloring thing there, but it's not going to really be that color. Use Holly X FX and we can look. We can drop down and do that. We can have it break up. See what this does. Oh, that makes it go like that. Don't know if I want the bell. We might let it break away. So what I'll do is I'll take and drag it down, and you see that little line in there where I put that. That's going to go there. Now I had that set for 2 seconds, and you notice how every time I do something, this little program's going to do that. If you start playing it and stuff, it's going to take it a little longer before that turns orange. I mean, you can go ahead and preview what it's going to look like. A lot of times I wait. I just want to see what that transition is going to look like coming from that title screen into the video. Maybe a little too fast, so I'm going to click on that transition. And I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to bump that up to 2 seconds. And I'm just going to drop this back here. And I'm going to do this. I don't know if I like that transition, so what I might do is just go up here to edit, say undo transition, duration, undo transition, undo insert clip, because actually when you do insert one, That's what you're doing. You're back up here and see some of these other ones. Flying windows. I don't know if I want that jerking at the end of it. This might give it a little bit more better of a transition. And I already know I probably want that up to 2 minutes or 2 seconds. I don't know why I say minutes. Okay. Back here. And I want to see what this looks like. I don't know if I've seen any difference there. Let me let this do its job. More or less just took the text out there, it looked like, so I don't like that either. Undo. Undo. Undo insert clips. Let me go up here to the standard 2D transition. Let me try this one. It might get more of an effect. Up a little bit. Let this do the thing and turn orange. Yeah. For some reason I like that better. Now we're going to get into editing. Okay. I want to cut this out, so I used that play and I stopped it. Now I'm going to put my mouse over that there with a hand, and I'm going to right click and I'm going to say split. Now I'm going to come back and I'm going to play it to where all I want to cut out.
Oh, the idler arm pulley exploded on him.
Oh yeah?
See, you can maybe get some more out of here.
He said one day, he said something about the belt broke. And I said, well, that belt's not that old. I said, I put that on a couple of years ago when I put a new alternator on.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do it there. Okay, I stopped it. I'll put my mouse up there. I'm going to say split. Now, anywhere in your video you can do this. Now, I know I split it there and I split it there. See the dotted lines. And I'm going to walk up, right click on that section of video. Now it's highlighted here. Darker blue. I'm going to say cut. Now that's cut out. Now, another thing that you said you would like to do is be able to grab pictures out of a video, or create some pictures out of it. I'm going to grab a picture of my wife right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop at there, and I'm going to go up here to the toolbox, and I'm going to say grab video frame. I'll say grab. And there it is. Then I'm going to say save to disk. Now this is going to give me some options. Now, I don't know what megapixel this would be at, the 12 something by 720 something, but I want it to be the best quality. And if I remember right, like a TIFF, a bitmap would be okay. A TIFF, I'm going to save it as a TIFF. It's going to save it in my pictures. And I can't remember if it's going to have a name there. I think where I had a project in here, it might have put, it's going to put mother-in-law 1. But you can go in and name the picture what you're going to, but I'm going to say save. And I should have put my wife, Now if I go in here to my pictures, I'm going to see, there's one I took earlier that I didn't get all of it for some reason. The encoding thing for the screen capture didn't get all of it. I captured it of my mother-in-law, sister-in-law there. This one I'm going to, there's one of the wife I captured, and you know, moving. Maybe not the best picture. We'll see what the property of the file size of TIFF. It's not much bigger than a bitmap, because here I did this one as a bitmap. See, I should have just kept it on bitmap, but you can go JPEG or whatever you want. Okay, but that's how you grab pictures, and then you can close that out. Now we've covered this area. Another thing a lot of people is going to want to do where they split clips or like where I was turning the camera on and off and you can see where the lines is. Different clips is they're going to want to add transitions to things. I'll go back up here and do this thing here. Try that. I might even go down here, more transitions, what's more? Oh, that's if I want to buy some. But I'm going to see what this family fun pack is. I don't know, I'm going to try. I don't know if I'd like that wild color. No cards, no family fun. We'll try this one. Okay, I already got a transition going in from the title to that one. So I'll put one here. Now let's see what this is set at. See how many minutes this ended up being. Okay, now let's see it done the setting for the 1 minute. Antivirus is telling me it's updated. And I'm going to go over here. Now I'm going to just see what that transition is going to look like. Okay, there's that. There's a transition. What's this one? I don't want no wanted. If I want a snowflake. I'll maybe go back here to these type of transitions. Some people like to use a dissolve. I'll back that up here a little bit, let that turn orange. But you're getting the ideal on that. Now you've talked about being able to insert pictures into a video maybe, or you could actually make a video, I mean like a slideshow, but just dropping pictures in, doing the transitions. But these pictures ain't going to really go with it. I mean, it wasn't part of the video, but I'm going to go on some pictures that I had on my own laptop that I copied over to this one. And I'm going to grab some Christmas pictures. Let's see here, what do we got here? And you can insert pictures. You're going to have your video split. I mean, even if you're not going to cut any out, just make the split in one place. And you can go in and see it added that picture. And I'm going to go here and I'm going to put this one in. And I got them set for 5 seconds should be. I'll add this picture in. Like I said, when I'm riding a motorcycle, like there's times I pull over and shoot some pictures, and I'll usually have it on video where I'm pulling over. I'll usually shut the video camera off. I'll get out, shoot some pictures, and I'll put that in that part of the video a lot of times. Some people wait to the end. Let's see if I can find another good picture here or something. Don't know what this is going to look like. Wasn't that ad? There it went. You see that tape on that screen thing here? That's had to put that up there to keep that youngest dog there from running through the screen for a while till he got used to the screen being there when it would be on the screen open. Then another thing I like to do on pictures, I'll go back to transitions, but my pictures are added. Is one thing I like to do is use unless I can find one that rotates. I don't see a rotating on this one. But I like to do this one's going to push the picture up. The bottom. Put that one in there. And I mean, you can come in from the sides. Let's see, where's the side picture? I'll do this one on here. I like to mix them up a little bit. And I might do one coming in from the corner. Now I'll go back here. There's the transition starting. I'm showing the pictures. Okay. We've covered inserting pictures. Now another thing I want to show you here. I don't know if I covered this. This is just as the audio on the playback. You can hear the difference. I'll bring it down, just set my preview in it. But one thing I want to show is I'm going to bring this back here. You can highlight them audio tracks. For some reason, sometimes I have a hard time doing this. But you get it to where you get the speaker. And you can actually bring that volume down to where in your video it's going to be a little lower. And it affected it all the way across here. I don't know if I can't remember if I've seen it, if it affected there or not. Let me get my speaker back. I'll bring it back up. Yeah, see, it's bringing it, but it didn't touch it over there where I had to break between the stuff. I can maybe bring it down a little bit. And you talked about music. Putting background music. How I do background music, I'll go in here. We'll go to my music. I don't really have much music in here. Here's a royalty-free music I put. And I'm going to look here because I want to bring this. So I'm going to bring this about where that fade is. Starts. And I'm going to bring this down here where the little music note things are. I'm going to start that music in there. Now if I play this video, let me get this back up here on this bar here. The screen's in the widescreen format, so sometimes it does hide things on me. Put this back here a little bit, and I'm going to now see, now that audio is maybe a little too loud there, but I sort of know that I might want it, is that there's going to be no audio in here. But what I might do is I might come down here, and I think I have to play around to get that little mark. I don't know why, but I do. Oh, I said that volume display. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here. I'm going to lower this down some. I'm going to test it here. Oh, let me put it here. But if you know, could be a thing you don't want to hear when people's talking. I see what it's doing. It's coming up right into this mark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this down like this. And I'm going to move in here and see what we got in the sound.
Jeff's got the bill to come. Jeff, he's working on the car. We had it for 15 years.
They should start making noise and
Now, we're going to get us a bar here. Get that off. Did I put the mark? Oh, I gotta get the speaker. Get that highlighted. Get the little speaker there. And I'm going to start it about right here. That's where I want to go. I'll do this. I think that sets my little. Does that set my little marker? I have a hard time for some reason. Yeah, there we go. I had to. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my little speaker back. I don't know why we got to play with this. And I'm going to drag this way back down here again. Down even a little bit more. We can maybe just barely hear it. Let's see how this goes. Bring this here.
Take my chances.
Now, for some reason, see, you didn't want that music in the whole thing. You know, I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to go in here where this is at, where I'm going to bring my thing here. I'm going maybe move it here a little bit. And I'm going to come up here, highlight this, and I'm going to say split. Cut that out. And I could actually do it there. I mean, don't know how people want to blend people talking and all that stuff into the thing, but that's how you do your music. If you just had pictures, you wouldn't have to worry about it. Now, we've covered all of that. Let me go to another thing you're going to do in video editing usually is I'm going to move this down to the end of the video clip. Doing that, but I'm going to move it down here. And we're going to do another screen. We're going to put an ending screen. Now I could use one of these. So this time I'm just going to use a standard title. This ain't going to look the greatest for Christmas. I might be able to do something with it. I'm going to put it in there. We'll double click get in here and do some editing. Now just say for some reason you got music and stuff in there and you're going to give credits to the artists. You know, you could say, do a little skip. I don't know the name of that thing. Band I didn't pay my. I'm just going to write a word in here, anyone. I notice I ain't seeing what I'm typing. I know there's a way to show that. Video. Okay, now since I'm going to have that, I'm going to have to do a scroll. Now let me see if it's done how I type. Anyone, video made by Mike. I don't want that in here. After I did that, I want to sort of do like on a TV screen here. Where'd my mouse go? Ain't showing in here. Okay. I want to get this out. Typed that and didn't see it. And where I've got that, where it's going to scroll, I know it's going to take more time to show all that. A different, so I'm going to put that up to 10 seconds. Now let me see if I can make this look a little bit better. Oh, well, let's see here. We can edit it here in a minute, but I'm going to bring this back up and see if it gives me a font colors. Nope. Okay, over here it is. Standard. Custom. what this does here. That makes the letters red. Don't see that brown color in there. Don't think it'll let me do that. Maybe I can do it like, well, leave it like that. Let's see if I can see what if this affects it. Anyway, here's that. Let it render. Red on brown. I don't know how that's going to look. But we're going to find out here. Now this should have saved it. Supposedly if I closed it, it would automatically save, but I'm going to make sure that everything is saved. Now I'm just going to scroll back here. And I want to look. I didn't put transitions
you want me
in
to fix
there.
your plate or what?
Oh, I didn't do my colors. I know what I did. I didn't have all this highlighted. How did I want to change that? I don't think. Evidently it's not going to let me change that. That should be doing its rendering again. Let me get down here right, get to this bar and see this. Yeah, we're going to scroll up here and see this and play this little thing here.
Sign up. You want me to fix your plate or what?
There, that's it. I think I've covered basically most of the stuff, adding transitions. Like I know I didn't add a transition into there, but I could just go up here, transition, I could add. We'll see the clip do this.
That woman you don't already have.
I know it.
Hi,
Well, you
how
gotta see
are
what the hell we
You
look
doing fine?
Eli, remember your map?
Oh, one other thing we need to do. Need to show you how to put text in a video, or to show through the video screen. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up here and we're going to hit text again. And bring this up here where I can see the windows, standard text titles. I might use a motion one here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of get this in a position. Because see that little T down there? I want to drag it in. To about right there. For some reason that one's sitting on that one. And I want to delete here. And I'm going to put Another thing I'm going to do, I don't want that to really be at the bottom or at the middle of the screen. I want it to show up towards the bottom of the screen. So I'm going to move this down here like this. Oops. I'm going to grab this. Come on, let me grab this. Oh, why aren't you wanting to grab here? I want to make sure too I got this aligned for center. Maybe I can take it from this way. Where are you wanting to do this to me? Because I want to make sure this stuff sort of shows up. Fill color is white. Make it green. Well, that might not look good either. We'll go ahead and go red. I don't exactly know what this text is going to do, on how to adjust the timing. So I'm going to say OK. Let that rendered in, because I don't know exactly how this this text is going to move around on the screen. I'm going to move this bar back here, and I'm going to watch this a little bit. Come in from the fade. And it's going to hit the text. Okay, Susan and her mom. Oh, that's got more text. I picked the wrong one. So let me... That's what you got to be careful with. So I'm going to cancel this. Get this out of there. We'll cut that. And I'm just going to use a standard text. Do it in there. Double click it here, bring her up, edit it. And see if I can move this down here. That'll probably be long enough, since I'm not going to have it scrolling anywhere, hopefully. Excuse me. Letting this turn orange. Now we'll look at it. Coming out of fade. That's how you get text to show up over video. You can play with the size of it and all that good junk. Change the font size. change that font size, maybe make it look a little, highlight it. Oops, didn't want to do that. What did I do to it? Was it? Oh shit. Oh, I goofed that up. I'm gonna see what it says, what it looks like. Heck with it. Right now, I could start over.
Daniel and Alex is coming. Jeff's not going to be able to come. Jeff, he's working on the car. We had it for 15 years.
But if I wanted it to really do over, I just had to go cut it out, bring it back in and do it. That's how this all works. Now we're ready to go up here. I'm going to say I'm done. This little clip. I'm going to say make movie. Now if you was going to burn it to a disc, you would hit this one. Don't know if you got a Blu-ray burner or not. You could hit Blu-ray disc. If you don't have a Blu-ray burner and you want to make a disc, DDV disc of it, you would hit DDV disc. And then you'd want to look at your settings. Okay, it's got Dolby Digital 2 channel, automatic quality, DDV. You know, I always set on best quality. It's going to have that 85 kilobits, which is good for that and stuff. But I don't want to make a disc right now. I know you say you got a computer hooked to a TV or to your video card. And one thing I like to do, you know, you got your choices up here on your MPEG 2s. You know, when I was shooting standard definition movie, I would always make a copy of myself at them settings for like DDV and MPEG 2. Because that's mostly what a DDV disc, you know, I'd go up there and I'd look. And I'd say DDV compatible. I don't know if I could go bother doing that stuff. I would maybe do a custom, where I can get in here and play with this bit rate and move it up to, say 8500 or so. But the type of videos that comes out of my camera and came out of this one is not this, make file. And I'm going to go up here and I'm going to choose MPEG 4 because that's what it came out of camera. And normally you'd maybe say, okay, I want to set it to there. That puts the right screen settings for 720p. But I can't move the bit rate or anything. So what I do is I do custom. Now see, that changed it to 720 by 400. I still got the MPEG 4 option. But I'm going to do the drop down 720p. Now I can change this. And it comes out of my, like when I'm shooting off the sickle, it comes out in that 8,000 kilobit seconds. But for some reason these programs seem to run a little, whatever you set it on, it actually comes out a little lower. I'm going to use the audio that. I might bring the audio up to here on that setting. Now I got them settings set the way I want to. Now I want to go in here. I already did the settings. Okay, to create the file. And we're playing around early. I created a file and I had it named December the 8th, Susan's mom's MPEG 4. I'm going to name this, and I did one named 5, so I'm going to name this one 6. Put a space there. If I was going to the internet, I'd do that. I've already got it set to the folders. You can browse around here, save the file where you're going to, save it. Now I got the thing working. And you can't pay any attention to what it looks like there. It's going to look jerky, it's going to look like in pieces or move slow. But the computer is working. And plus you got to remember, if this little thing down here is doing its job right, we're encoding video too, capturing all this screen. So the computer's doing a pretty heavy workload right now. Processor's not doing too bad on the i5. I do think I have it checked somewhere in there for hardware acceleration. I said I don't sit down and go through this a lot. Is when I make these videos, I got the tendency I just sit down and do them and talk as I go along, and whatever I say, I say. Oh, and another thing, when you're doing these file settings, saving it as a file, it'll give you the size that file is pretty well going to turn out to be. The Pinnacle is one of the easiest ones I've seen. I should have seen if it would let me do this at 60 frames a second. Coming out of that flip cam, it done it at 60 frames a second. Go back, I'll look at them settings. I guess on them little flip cams, by it doing it, it's like the 3rd generation of one I got. Shoot 720p, and they done it 60 frames because it gives it a sharper video. Plus, sharper video lets you do slow motion if you want. And I don't know if I know how to do slow motion. I imagine there's a tutor on YouTube that will show you how to do slow motion. I know in Vegas you just drag the clip out. The one I'm using, you've actually got speed settings that you can slow the video clip down. But a lot of people will do it like TV too. They'll just put their little clip in or section it off with the split command, and then they'll copy that clip. Then they'll paste it behind that section. Then they'll go in and do, because they'll do the regular motion, then they'll go back and do the slow motion. And you can narrate with this. I have to play with it here in a minute and see if I wanted to narrate. Talk into the mic and add that audio to it. I'm trying to remember, I got about 3 minutes in here. Back in the old days when I was using a P4 with hyperthreading, helped a lot, but if I was doing a video, say that was, I cut an hour video down to 20 minutes, 15 minutes and rendered it, I was looking at maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes for it to get done rendering it, have the clip done. If I was crunching it down for the internet back in, I would crunch them down in a Windows Media format. You might work on it for 4 hours rendering. You know, a lot of times I'd have it set up to do that at when I was going to bed. Get up in the morning, it'd be done. With today's computers and the quads and the dual cores and everything, it's a lot speedier than it used to be. Getting to the title screen. So it's getting close to being done. Clip is done. I'm going to go back to edit just to see something here. Oh, there's where you bring up if you want to record with your microphone and narrate a video. This is some free music that came with it it's not copyright. Now, a lot of them, what it is, it's going to be like preview that. It's just music. And I think you can even, if you look at your timeline and you figure out how many seconds or how many minutes, you can set it where it'll play that length of time. Now I'm going to go up here in my toolbox, edit, create subtitles, menus, create smart movie, I don't know what that is, record voiceover voice, record voiceover, okay, background music. I think if I wanted to add another video clip down here, I can't remember if it automatically adds another track for video and audio. Well, really I should have dropped it music down to here. Let me see what would happen if I just pick a clip here and drag it down. I just added audio, didn't add the clip. Maybe it's here. Maybe we do the picture-in-picture. And here too, you can stretch them clips out. I mean, it just makes the timeline bigger to see. Trying to see what this does here. All photos and stuff. Storyboard, timeline. I'm trying to see how to 2-track editing. Add video packs, address, advanced setting, fetched. Add. If I'm spelling it wrong. Marker, video effects, I know there's a way to do it because I've done it. Because I've had tracks down here. Oh well, this will get you started. So now let's close that. Now if I open it back up, what I mean, it's going to open up where I left off, or where I was at, and everything's going to be there. But we made that clip, so I'm going to go here, go Pro, see how it turned out. December 19th, December the 18th, number 6. I'll go ahead and take it full screen.
Daniel Alex is coming. Jeff got to be able to come. Jeff, he's working on the car. We had it for 15 years.
Very.
Charles.
Hi.
Hi.
How you been?
How's
Get this over for you?
Oh, I'm good. Well, it would have been better if people wouldn't have taken off. There's nothing you can get that
Put
woman
through
started
there a
already.
little bit.
Usually he plays with her.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Go inside.
There's the ending screen. Okay. Now let's see if this